No. He went after you were born. He went overseas.
When?
When what's his name was? Let's see. Because we all went to the airport and met him when he came back, and you weren't in arms anymore. You were walking, and Patty and Anita brought him up to Daddy. Oh, it was funny. It was cute. I get all my years mixed up because we're all so far behind now.
So,
I was down in Arkansas.
So tell me about Jacko.
Well, he milked the cows over to West Hill. That was a farm that one of them owned. I think it was Uncle Jack owned it, and he had Jacko work there. And I don't know whether he was his father or not. I think it was. But anyway, Jacko must have been 75 or 80 when every time we ever saw him. We spent 1 year over there, or one summer. And he did all the farm work, the planting and all that stuff, and he was always taking care of the cows, and he was a real worker.
So tell me about George. Do you know anything about George?
Yeah, he used to come up to our house a lot. When he was working at the depot, he used to walk up. See, we lived in... You'll see how close we were to the town when you get there, and how everybody walked everywhere, and not many people had cars in those days.
What do you know about Phil?
Oh, poor Phil. He was a drinker. And I don't know what happened to him, but he died young. He was in his 40s, I think.
What do you know about Sister Placida? I guess Sister Placida is Florence.
She died just 2 or 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Marguerite knows a lot about her because she was in the hospital up at near where Marguerite lives, and she could go up and see her, and she got cancer in the last 6 months, I guess, and she died. But she was the nicest of them all.
Really?
Yeah. She was always pleasant to people, and she taught 4th grades. Let's see. The first time when she was down in Randolph, she had little kids. For 1st and 2nd grade. And then as she came up to Framingham, she, I think she went to the 4th grade. Some of them.
What do you know about Agnes?
That was Mary Louise's mother. She lived in Milford.
Oh. And your mom was Kathryn?
Yes, yeah.
What do you know about Winifred, or Winnie?
She died young. I forget what she had. She was, my mother said she was always nice, too. They were all crazy about her. And I forget what sickness she got, but it took her. Everybody felt so badly because she was so young. I think she was 19 or 20 or something.
But she died?
Yeah.
And what do you remember about Eleanor, or Ellie?
Oh, I tried to forget her. She was the troublemaker, She's always angry at something. And
Really?
she finally went to a nursing home. And then she got out of there, and she died. And
how old was she when she died, do you know?
I don't remember, but I think she was around 40.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you some questions because I'm doing the family tree thing right now.
Oh, I am?
So George was he worked in the train depot?
Yeah.
What was he like?
Well, he was a nice guy. And my mother used to go up and see her mother in Framingham Center a lot. And after George got married, his wife wasn't too nice to her. So then Grandma came and lived with us.
Oh, really?
She wasn't nice to Grandma either.
Your mom? Your mom's mom?
Who?
Your mother's mom?
She died at 70-something. We were all in the bedroom when she died.
Really?
We was there. Yeah, she came in. She spent her last year or so with us. And she got waked in the house.
Was that common?
Yes. Every house that had anybody died, the casket was right there. The people came and fixed her up in the bedroom and carried her down the stairs to put her in the casket.
So after that, they took the casket to the church.
Right. And then they drove her back to Milford. Her husband was dead, and put her in with him. They all go up to those the cemeteries where the dead ones are every Memorial Day and other times if they want to.
And what do you know about Isabel?
Well, I told you all I know. She had 4 kids, but she had a nervous breakdown, I think. And she got a little kind of wild or something in the end. She was hard to get along with.
Oh, really?
But when she was younger, she was nice.
Do you know why she had a nervous breakdown?
No. But the family didn't have much money, and they couldn't do the best for them, you know.
I guess things were different back then, huh?
Say what?
Things were different back then.
Yeah. Well, it was the time of the, what was that hard time we had?
Depression?
Yeah.
Oh.
But they were all good Catholics.
Who's Gertrude McGreevy?
Huh?
Do you know a woman named Gertrude McGreevy?
McQuasey?
McGreevy.
McClazy?
McGreevey.
I can't remember right now.
Also,
there are a lot of people we used to know.
Who was Theresa?
Theresa?
Yeah. Was that someone you were named after?
Somebody's friend, I guess.
Was that someone you were named after? Your middle name?
That's my name, yeah. I didn't name it after anybody that's alive. I took it after St. Theresa.
Oh. Which one is St. Theresa? I forgot.
Huh?
Which one is St. Theresa?
Theresa?
Yeah, St. Theresa. Which one is that?
I don't know.
She was a nun, right?
I don't think so. She was Mary, I think.
Who?
Sister Placida. Of course, they had middle names, too.
Oh.
I'll catch up with this some other time. If you go to Framingham and visit Marguerite, you can ask her all these questions. Don't tell her I didn't know any of them.
I will. I will.
I've been away from them, all those years. I've been in this house for 30 years, and we were down in Arkansas for 2. And then we came from Denver, where we were for 8 years, something like that. 5 anyway. And before Denver, we were in, let's see, where were we? Some other place.
California?
Huh?
Were you in California before that?
Oh, yeah, we were in California. We stayed there after we were married, and we stayed there for a few years.
What part?
Down the southern part, where one of those storms hit last year. Let's see, what was the name of that place? Riverside.
Riverside?
Yeah. And there was a gorgeous place about 5 miles away. It was a little hotel, and it had a lot of things on the walls that everybody used to like to go see, and it it was a place where everybody in California used to go to visit. It was nice. And I think it got ruined with one of those storms a few years ago, yeah.
That's too bad.
But we enjoyed being there. That was when I had, let's see, it was my first one, Matthew. And my mother came out from Framingham and helped me with him. We used to go for a walk every afternoon. And I walked a lot of my life. Until I learned to drive.
When did you learn to drive?
Let's see. I was 45.
45, wow. Remember when I was learning to drive?
So you see how the things changed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wasn't the only one at the time in that position.
So a lot of people your age at the time were learning how to drive?
Now everybody learns at 14 or 17 or something like that, you know.
But it wasn't the case when you were younger.
In what?
That wasn't the case when you were younger.
No. Well, a lot of them did, but a lot of them didn't. I mean, so I was glad when I finally learned to drive. When I got married, and Dick says to me, "What do you mean you can't drive?" I never heard of anybody who couldn't drive. He came from Pennsylvania, you know. And his father was different. He was made to learn to drive.
What was Dad's father like?
Grandpa Brandt?
Yeah.
Well, he was an old crab. he had his pleasant days, but he was hard at home. And Dick was glad to get away. And Hank turned out just like him.
Dad?
Hank is an old crab.
Oh, Hank?
He's down in Oklahoma. But the poor guy's had cancer for 2 or 3 years. But he was a crab. He came to visit us once in Denver. He was looking for a job, and that was when he got the job that he had for the last of his years. And I remember him then. And he had to console himself there because I had all those kids, you know, and every time we'd go out in a car or something, you know, and he'd say something crabby, you know, and Dick would laugh at him. But they got along pretty well, but Dick says, I can't stand, one day he said to me, I can't stand his crabbing all the time. It's crazy. You know, Dick liked to laugh. And it was funny. But Dick has given Juanita a horrible time since his cancer.